Welcome, everyone, to session 59 of Pokerole. We're back again, a little bit slow tonight, but we're having a chill time, and I think that's fine. That's about all I need to say before we get this party started, really. Okay, I guess I could say also that if you're interested in the videos and you haven't done so already, do think about giving this video a like and giving me a sub if you haven't already. We do a lot of cool stuff here in addition to Pokerole, but Pokerole itself is pretty involved and pretty awesome at this point, so do think about sticking around and watching the rest if you somehow came to session 59 first, which would be very confusing, I think, but hey, you might have, so. Also, we have a pretty cool Twitch community, and of course we host our games live on Twitch, so come on by there, help me get partner, because I'm trying to get partner, so please watch. I do streams like 3 to 4 times a week. Also, we have a pretty cool Discord community if you want to hang out with some neat people. But in any case, our group is here, and everybody's doing well, I think.
We're all alive, as far as I last checked.
I think all of us were slightly distracted today, or slightly too chill to move fast, but that's perfectly okay, because that meant where we were all on the same page, you know? Worked out.
Indeed. Riley/Eragon is ready to sleep and wants to sleep on the couch. Unfortunately, he can't, because this is an important week.
An important week?
Yeah. It's, in-game, it is the last week of your downtime.
Ah, yes.
It's Eragon's last chance to get his brain back.
I didn't say that.
Also, since we started the intro with this, I will simply note, please enjoy a new song for the Cheer HQ. Or whatever we want to officially call this. I'll probably get a few HQ songs together. This is the first one, the chill version.
I don't know if you guys have named your HQ or not. If you're just going to call it Team Cheer HQ, that's fine. Whatever you refer to it as, so long as I can recognize that you're talking about your base, it's fine.
I guess the characters need to discuss this, actually.
Might be good.
Also, there's an egg model, because I made one. Well, I stole one and then colored it. Whatever.
But yes, last time it was a relatively chill session. The team were back in town, and they went through the process of, over the course of the week, figuring out, where they were resting for the time being, because their house was having the finishing touches put on it. And I say house because even though it's, a full-blown base, I gave them a lot of space. I forget how much exactly. But there was discussion about the Vespa Queen that they had helped, and how Tucker had seen a brief flash of the words aspect vibration, and they, in kind of hushed tones in the middle of the Pioneer Club cafe, sort of talked about it and had some discussion over what they knew, and effectively concluded that they don't know enough about vessels and about aspects to really say much. But they definitely can extrapolate a bit. Riley said more words, and is definitely more active and talkative now. Even if they're still adorable puppo at the moment.
Oh, they're always adorable.
I'm waiting for the moment when they become emo puppo.
Wow. They grow up so fast.
Zaptoast was invented because I know the chat would hang me if I didn't mention that, because Ralph finally got his taser and kind of badly zapped Toast into being toasted, so it is now Zaptoast.
And we discussed the lemon marmalade that could be put on it.
Yes. Oh, right, because Zapdos, right?
And it's a good thing. It's a good thing she did, because when I went to get breakfast later, our incompetent chef burned it.
Yes, that's right. Ralph did something, I don't remember exactly what, that caused Blaze to be ticked off or annoyed. So Blaze just burned the meal out of spite. Florence also may or may not have been listening in on the conversation, considering they were apparently asleep at the time on the bar.
Is he devious enough to pretend to be asleep and be eavesdropping?
Yes.
I mean, he's a bard.
How diabolical.
Diabolical, you say. Diabolical, says the Munchlax that can metronome anything.
Well, that metronome was only sometimes diabolical, I suppose.
He's getting better at it. The Cheer House, the Cheeratorium, Cheer Station Alpha. That I'm not sure how to feel about those, Kyrio, but those are pretty great. Last time obviously ended with Team Cheer getting to enter their finished base at last and settle into their new rooms, and they got to describe their rooms before we all signed off for the night. We tried to show some art of it, but it mildly buried in our chat.
Speaking of art, thanks for the reminder.
Riley and Lizard share a fairly vertical room that has a net hammock. Oh gosh, Cheer poor old Howard. Gosh dang it, Kyrio. Tucker has a pretty pink room that has a nice loft in it.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph has
a high-decillion loft that's only appropriate for a quadruped to comfortably fit in, but quite nice, cozy for that.
I'm just gonna wait till you.
Too cozy, because if you grow too much, you won't fit.
I was gonna say
it's
I'm
cozy
gonna
enough.
wait until.
It's cozy enough for a Mieta too, technically.
I was gonna say I'm gonna wait until Tucker becomes a Mighty Yena, and then they're going to be snug in there and just be Mighty Yena loaf.
I wonder if they'll be really snug but still cozy. I have to think about that. Depends.
It depends on if you're a larger than average Mighty Yena. Brooke has their office, as I like to call it. Also, yes, that is more Tucker, Parker art.
Yeah, Parker did this,
which is always appreciated.
Of the storyteller.
You imagine you put on a little bit too much, and then while you're in the loft you evolve, and you're just a smidge too big and you get stuck.
That would be sad.
It'd be slow scooching out. But yes. Tucker very much enjoyed his little loft. He's going to snooze up there, except for he immediately found a better bed because then Kyrio drew the sketch the other day.
Yes. and there was discussion of, oh, well, Tucker's just not going to sleep in their room anymore. They're going to sleep on Brooke when they sunbathe.
I mean, that looks like the best bed right there. Dogs like the sunbeam tan, too. Just like cats. Just like
well, you're on
props.
the right continent for it.
That
said,
the best part's the toasty lines.
Can I have the pink glove?
That said, it's been about a week since you all went out. And helped the Vespa Queen and her hive. Pardon me, I'm letting someone know that their thing is going to cameo.
No worry. Also, this music really is just kind of perfectly appropriate for the mood of all of us right now, actually. So I'm glad I picked this one. The Fortress of Cheer.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Should say the names for what our characters talk about. We do.
So
we need to put a banner above, right? We need to like put a sign over the door.
Eventually. That is something you guys can do
Abandon hope, all of you who enter here.
in your own free time. But no, that'll be above Riley's door. So one thing is apparent throughout the night is several of you are woken up repeatedly by the fact that a certain Riolu is pacing around on the floors. It's so you know how dogs sound when they're on like linoleum or hardwood floors and they don't have their claws cut?
Clack, clack,
Clickety
clack,
clack.
clack, clack, clack. Yeah.
Clack, 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 clack. Yep. Kind of like that.
Where is he pacing?
In a circle.
In his room?
Like,
Well, I'll probably just around the main second floor area, just in the
Yeah, around the main table, I assume.
Yeah.
on the table.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna peek out, and oh. Hey, Riley, if you're playing Duck Goose, it's gonna be a really long time if there's no ducks or gooses.
That is not even gonna get a response.
What's a duck?
You know,
What is a goose?
ducklet.
Ducklet Swana?
I guess so. I guess really fast though, just for the sake of a little bit of a recap on this, since we have our base now, can I just quickly go over that the first floor has a lobby area that, as far as I can tell, we're fully furnished, more or less, at least for all the basic
Y'all
things.
spent a lot of money to make sure it was.
Yeah. So the base floor lobby area, which we will reception basically, that we could use for multiple things. I think what was it? Daycare in the upper right or lower right. Yeah.
Yeah, lower right because of the way this is designed. There's the antechamber and then there's the daycare area.
Did we get? You remember how the daycare was originally going to have a door to a little backyard section that they could maybe? Did the door get installed? I'm actually just curious.
No, that is not something you've done yet.
Okay.
Because you guys have not yet reached the point of like having that garden or anything.
Right. That was a
Easy
yeah
enough to
plan.
get
So I was
yeah.
curious.
I believe we moved the showering section to just below Brooke's room,
Oh, did we?
where the stairs are, and the stairs are now down there.
Oh,
Oh,
We should-
yeah,
we should-
'cause I
we should
wanted
swap
the water
those.
heater.
we should swap those later. I'll do that later.
Yeah,
I'll do like a really kind of crappy swap of the two circles. It'll be fine.
it's fine. And then the upper right is a kitchen because there's a heating pipe that does go through Salazzle and Lizard and Riley's room. And the upper floor has a meeting area with a table and a bunch of chairs. Stop with the flippies.
When two people decide, oh, we need to flip it to the second floor at the same moment. Yeah, round table basically, and all the character rooms.
Yep. The character rooms don't need swap; they're in the right spot.
And the basement. What's the basement state?
Might have one floor of the basement. I don't remember.
I forget if y'all actually made like a sketch of the basement or not.
There was a very loose one I did. Just to get an idea across.
We will assume that it is like that for now, because I know you wanted the basement to be able to be like extra rooms for your people, especially Zeal.
A few rooms
And
branched off
personal
different.
storage.
There's a little storage room that's probably a bit bigger, and then little side rooms that could be used for anything. Maybe
Yep.
even for like mushroom growing or something.
Yep. Project rooms. So the night is not exactly the most restful sleep, but I mean, new place. You're breaking it in. Also, eventually, Lizard just picks up Riley and hugs them to sleep.
Oh, I know I asked this before, but which direction Tucker's loft window, which is basically opposite the door into his room, what does that face? I forgot what I asked. I asked that last time, but I forgot.
Like, what is he looking at?
Yeah, like what does that loft window look towards? Because he would. He's gonna
It
be
looks-
a bit caddish with that window and like use it as his way to look outside.
So that looks towards the entrance of town you guys came in at the very beginning of the of the game,
Okay.
as well as Rise's house and the Pioneering Club to some extent, as well as a few other buildings on the other side.
Okay.
But it's
so,
mostly like you can see a good portion of the main road and the front gate.
so somebody comes in and he can notice. All right.
Yep.
So somebody comes into town.
But in the morning, you receive something unusual. A knock on the door. You all aren't used to being able to hear a knock on the door.
I'm not getting that.
Is this a roll or should we just... Because dogs will notice knocks on the door is all I'm going to say.
Okay, second question. Do you want Riley to be the one opening the door?
Probably not.
So everybody can roll their Insight Survival Alert to see who gets woken up.
I'd probably already be awake.
Watch this give me 5. Come on. Come on.
Hello.
I got a 1.
I got...
Tucker is fast asleep.
Oh no.
I'm very awake.
Brooke
As
is
I said.
asleep. Ralph is awake. Riley is awake. If Riley is awake, Lizard is awake, but Lizard is sleepy.
Sound like the start of a
Riley
puzzle.
Riley
like.
did not sleep.
How long
Again-
was Riley pacing?
So I will go and I will go to the door and announce who goes there.
It's gonna be 2 cannons. The door's gonna be gone.
Streaky Speedy Delivery Service. I have a
What's
package for Team Cheer.
What's the password? Oh, a package. So open door.
Sitting before the door is an unusually colored and marked Flygon, holding a package. A box-shaped package, but a package.
Yep, there's a package. That's like you promised.
Yeah? We're a delivery service. We deliver packages.
Or do I gotta sign something?
Oh yeah. They set the box down and drape their almost overly long tail on the box, reach into a side bag, and pull out a clipboard and a pencil.
Right. Gonna sign my name. All fancy like. Ralph Wilson.
Alright then.
With love. I didn't write with love, but I said it. I wonder what it is.
Thanks for choosing Streaky Speedy Delivery Service. I hope you'll ask for us to deliver your stuff again.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Wow, I am really bad at this.
Do you do pizza?
No.
Ah,
We deliver packages for other Pokemon. Look.
You guys should totally look into pizza. Alright, TRM.
I'm assuming that Ralph is like trying to grab the box at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we would, but Streaky eats it all.
Sounds right to me.
Bye. The Flygon just awkwardly waves as Ralph takes the package.
Alright, we're gonna close the door behind us and we're gonna put it on like the reception desk and see who, like, well, I guess analyze it, see who it's for exactly. Yeah, like on the desk there.
Tucker, go ahead and make your roll again.
See if he wakes up this time.
We'll see if you
Yes.
wake up to a Flygon taking off in front of your window.
Nope.
No, you don't.
Somebody's
You
getting
are
a good night's sleep.
dead
on
asleep.
Somebody enjoys their bedrooms.
You are snug and warm with your egg. You are fine.
He
He's
is
haven't
very,
been manning the counter yet.
he is being
No, they're
very
asleep.
He is being very snug with the egg, like probably more comfy snuggling it up than previous nights.
So what was Riley doing while that awkward exchange happened?
I mean, he's being held by Liz on that. I guess eventually he'll crawl down.
Liz is drowsy. They do not have the grip to stop you if you want to move.
Wiggle down.
Where do you go once you have wiggled free?
I'm gonna see what all this commotion's about.
Riley, you head downstairs and you see Ralph at the door, and it seems like Ralph is talking to someone.
Can I see who?
From your current angle at the bottom of the stairs, not really. Do you get closer to see?
Yes.
Okay. As you move around, it looks like a tall, green, kind of gray, dragony thing. It's a Flygon. But I mean, you've never seen a Flygon before, you know, losing your mind.
Did I see one even before losing my mind?
No, but you would probably know what a Flygon is because general knowledge.
Touche.
At least, you know, again, before you lost your mind. But they're also unusually colored, so maybe not.
Riley will glare at this weird dragon thing.
Thankfully, the dragon thing is too busy awkwardly talking with Ralph. And then Ralph takes something from at the foot of the dragon and shuts the door and brings it over to the counter. Ralph,
Yeah.
are you opening the package?
Well, I'm gonna see if there's a name on it first. Like if it's to just Team Cheer or if it's to like a specific member.
It is to Team Cheer. And it is... The label is written in a flowing sort of script.
Ooh.
The label is also very large. It covers the top portion of the package.
Okay, we're gonna bring it upstairs so that we can all open it as a team.
Oh, we could sit at the round table and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, put it right there in the middle.
You know, once we are awake. Whatever that is.
Someone push the meeting button.
Say a buzzer that wakes everybody up.
The emergency meeting button.
All this freaking forcibly teleported around the table.
Oh gosh, please no.
No matter where you
Team
are.
Cheer, assemble.
Set up a
You could
Minecraft dispenser that spits out warp seeds at their base sleeping.
Oh no. In any
We
case.
followers.
Yeah,
In any case.
The suspended ender pearl things.
Yeah.
Alright.
You're savvy enough to know what that is, Karam.
I think I dug luck that one, actually.
Okay, so Brooke and Tucker, make me one more roll to see how long it takes for the both of you to wake up after Ralph has gone upstairs. I don't know if Riley follows.
Probably, yes.
Okay, I have a 2.
Hey, me too. 2.
Okay, it's harder for Tucker to get up. They don't want to get up. They're comfy. This is comfy. It's not a shared room. It's not, you know, a basement room like in Rise's house. It is your room. And it is comfy. And you don't want to leave, but it's sunny out. You can't sleep with the sun on your face.
Can I add a bit?
Yes.
Tucker's past memories were always fuzzy, like with everyone else, but he was always one to feel emotion of past events more than anything else. He never could remember any concrete details before connection gave him a bit more to work with. But because of those emotional connections being all he could remember, something about having this peaceful room that is his own room struck an emotional connection with him, and probably is the reason he slept so deeply. There's something emotionally warm, cozy, and safe about the situation, and it's given him the best night's rest he's had since being in this world. that is why I rolled 2 zeros.
Brooke,
Yeah.
you wake up slowly. Where did you sleep? Did you sleep in the sand, on the sunbed, in the pool, at the desk?
Probably on the hammock.
Okay. I forgot about the hammock. Curse me. You wake up, and it's just easier to roll out of the hammock than to have to pick yourself up in any meaningful manner right at the start.
Brooke stretches out and pants out. Pretty content with his living quarters right now.
I'm just gonna take a minute to show Brooke's room again because you did a fantastic job.
It's a
Thank
wonderful-
you. Yeah, the hammock's behind the door. You can hardly see
there
it.
it is.
Okay, hey, Brooke. We got a package last night.
Package.
Yeah. Got the delivery guy came. He didn't have any pizza, but he did have this package.
Do Pokemon know what pizza is?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So that is the thing with Ralph, because he has the strongest human memory. Sometimes he'll casually remember something that isn't a Pokemon thing.
Oh, it's hard. I'm curious if he remembers more or less the proper use of it / the word, but not so much what it is, or if he remembers all the details when he does that.
Ralph remembers like 95% of all details.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why
now
I did
that-
them.
Yeah, now that my logic is 4, like I remember quite a bit.
Fair point.
Well, let's see what's inside.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Maybe this is the prize from Riley playing Duck Duck Goose. That Riley was playing Duck Duck Goose by himself last night. Then he got bored and Richard came and took him in.
Riley does probably look quite not well slept, weary-eyed.
Aw.
Lizard drags their tail out, shuffles in, then flops halfway on the table. Oh. Hey, we have a box.
Yes. Is it filled with the pox? Who knows?
What?
Come on, open it.
That's horrible. Wait, is Tucker here too yet?
Not
You
if
can
you...
probably hear the commotion.
Yeah, you
Tucker-
probably hear that there are things going on outside your room.
I was gonna open it about him.
I'll do it here.
Is Tucker rousing though? He is, I believe, over time. The sun waking him up by getting in his eyes, probably from the window. He'd take an extra second to get up, though. Shuffle it around a little bit, and there's some random blankets and stuff, right? Random, basically just some fabric in the room, effectively.
Yes.
Right. He actually comes out with a little cloth satchel around his waist. Just some small blanket that he affixed around himself with a little pocket for the egg on his side. Something a little more comfy than just bringing his bag out.
This is cute.
Yes.
Our dogs walk around the house with the blanket halfway on all the time, so yeah.
This is like a bathrobe, but with an egg slut.
Toga.
It's Toga. He trots out fairly comfortably, looking quite tight, looking still quite groggy, and giving a few yawns as he kind of looks around the rest of the group. And also, he's just kind of casually smiling. It's clear he slept well and feels good. Takes him a second to realize that there's a package on the table.
We're all here. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Big money. Come on, big money. No Emmys.
Tucker kind of just cocks his head, doesn't say much, and sits down on one of the seats. Are they stools? I assume they're like stumps or something.
I assume they're like stump seats.
Stump seats.
If we're all here, we'll open it up and see what's inside.
So, you open the package, and inside, separated by what looks like cotton dividers, is 3 jars of honey,
Oh.
Oh.
along with a note that just reads, as promised.
Oh, that's great. Oh, we can make scones now.
What's a scone?
It's where you bake honey with bread, and it's pastry with honey baked into the bread.
We have a kitchen, but I don't know how to use it.
Okay, we gotta hire a cook.
Tucker kind of perks up, not only to the honey, which he sniffs towards the jars, and well, it's a much better smell than the hive had when they were in it. It's very clear from the smell, I assume. Is it? Does it smell very fresh and sweet and good?
I
Yes.
mean, it would have to be. There was like no honey last time. It must be fresh.
Well, there was, but it was bad honey. If you
Now,
recall.
I will make note, these are small jars of honey. These are not like big peanut butter jars of honey.
They're
These
not
are
mason jars of honey.
I was hoping they were like big Winnie the Pooh sized.
No, unfortunately, they require much of their honey. They only had a little to spare.
Though Tucker started out the most groggy, as mentions of these odd scone things, he almost vaguely seems to remember, and mention of the kitchen comes up. He does perk up and mention, I could try using it. I mean, Rise did say that I can try and get better at that. I mean, look at what he can do.
Didn't we need to give it to Lillian?
Well, I don't know if we need to
ask
give
you
all.
that question.
That's true. How much did she need, though?
She only asked for a jar of honey.
We have 3.
Correct. Also, Lizard speaks up and just sort of raises their hand before it flops lazily with a thud on the table. So, doesn't Houndoom know how to do the cooking thing now? I thought Rise
Yeah.
was making them do that.
Damn, we already have a cook.
No offense, Tucker. Just saying we do have someone that can do that.
Tucker doesn't seem offended, and he does nod to that with a little bit of a tail waggle. I mean,
Well,
yeah,
I mean-
that's true. Though, I'd like to learn too, and maybe I can pick up what he picked up. And,
Definitely
mean-
better.
it'd be kind of nice if I could make some treats for the kids at the daycare.
Well,
Technically, you outrank him. You could tell him what to do if you wanted.
this is true. And then Lizard's eyes light up and they sit up. I outrank him. Lizard is unused to this sensation of superiority.
We're a bad influence.
Brooke just grins.
Yeah, that sounds great, actually. Because 2 cooks are way better than 1. Because, like, 2 cooks, even if one food is better than the other food, I'll come along and I'll be like, oh, sweet, there's 2 foods.
Oh, Karserus, I have a question, actually.
Yes.
In the current timeline, has the discussion of Tucker opening his own daycare become a thing yet? Or was the lower room for that space more or less not designated yet?
I mean, I assume that it was floated as
I was under the assumption that all the things that you guys wanted to do with those rooms were hashed out with the architects.
Okay, so it was all story. It was story and gameplay segregation in this, or cohesion in this case. Then,
Yes.
Yeah.
Mostly to make that a lot easier and move that along, so we didn't have to like say roleplay all the conversation with the architects.
That's totally fair. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't skipping a story beat.
Besides, Tucker, you can just bring the kids here, can't you? You have that room downstairs.
Tucker saves a perk up at that. His grogginess is still wearing off, and it's clear that he's still collecting his thoughts.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like Pangoro would appreciate being able to free up that space again. And, I don't know, it seems like we could have a slightly better environment for the kids here. They like me, too, I think.
He kind of blushes.
I still need to figure out how to prep the room and get everything moved over. There's probably paperwork and stuff I need to figure out. I'm not all too great at that, but I'll figure it out.
He kind of puffs up.
I call not in on helping to watch. Lizard grabs Riley and holds them up. Riley also calls not it, and then they start to walk downstairs.
That's also not it for me. Good luck, Brooke.
There's a slow peer of Tucker's eyes to Brooke.
Okay.
He smiles and wags.
Zeal bounds up the stairs. Thud, 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 thud. I heard something being called it, not it. I'm it. Can I do the tagging thing now? I'm gonna tag you now. And Zeal just pads over and boops Tucker on the snoot. Okay, your tag. So what am I it for?
Tucker looks surprised at the boop, then does a toothy little grin and plops his paw on top of Zeal's head.
I guess I could use your help too, maybe. You got enough energy to share with the kids, I guess.
To share with who now?
I guess you'll be a daycare helper.
Assistant daycare. Taker.
They'll have to make sure you don't eat all the snacks.
He kind of mumbles under his breath.
Zeal just has that round dinner plate eye of terror thing going on. It's just his internal monologue is only, what have I done? What have I done?
Brooke pats him on the head. Good luck, and leaves.
Brooke's not it anymore.
One has to wonder where Zill was during this previous time.
Downstairs, in bed.
Downstairs.
Yeah,
He
probably.
sleeps.
Holds up out of his sleep to be it.
I guess since Houndoom is the cook, he's the only one we have to run the reception desk.
Let's go recruit Noibat for the reception desk.
You could. You can attempt.
I mean, Tucker did hang out with Noibat a fair bit. He could talk to him about it.
Here's my pitch. Hey, Rise likes Tucker. Tucker's on this team. Want to join this team? That's my pitch.
Though Noibat seemed slightly traumatized when he was trying to deal with the daycare before. Then again, he was dealing with it alone. And perhaps the key here is having more than one Pokemon caretaker in the room at a time.
I mean, so long as you don't saddle Noibat with only daycare duty, it should be fine.
Honestly, Noibat would make a pretty decent receptionist, I think.
Noibat wants action.
He does. He wants to be able to prove himself. So, that would be a good role for him.
Like, Noibat wants to go on missions with you guys if they're going to be recruited.
I mean, they could be useful for, like, scouting stuff. Like, hey, what's up in that tree? Fly over and look, you know. Security? Could be. Not sure that's active enough for Noibat, though.
Though, ultimately, any and all recruitment would have to go through Brooke.
Yeah, of course. Makes sense.
No, no. Am I going to have to do paperwork?
Oh, here's a
No.
question. No. I bet you Tucker might have to, though, because, like, get everything moved over, get all the parents of the kids informed that the daycare location has been relocated. Not that it's that far away, but...
Put a sign on the door of the old
Speaking
daycare.
of signs, though, we did... shame the team broke up before a discussion of, like, signs outside the base could be discussed. By the way, is there already a sign that we could, like, draw into, like a wood sign that we could put
No,
something
but
on?
you do have a postage box / mailbox.
To start.
It is small. It would not have fit the package.
We can move one of the chalkboards outside for a while, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Of course, I would just get washed off if it ever rained. If it ever rained.
It rains sometimes.
It does.
Mostly when Singapore does rain dance. or certain Pokemon lick weather orbs.
I think Tucker will
That time
actually...
it snowed.
I think Tucker will actually grab Zill to help figure out the daycare and make sure it's all prepped up for what he needs. Meanwhile, he will also explain to Zill what Zill just got himself into, more specifically.
Poor Zeal.
Tucker will probably sell it to the point that the kids need a responsible elder to help them, you know, help take care of them. Basically, appeal to Zeal's ego.
I need you to do smart contest perform.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. You managed to successfully lie Prince Zeal into this. Because there is no way you can manage to keep a straight face 100% of the time when trying to call Zeal a responsible elder.
To be fair, Tucker would more mention,
After all, the kids do need some, you know, more responsible older Pokemon to hang around and take care of them. And I'm sure you've got some princely wisdom you could share with them, right?
he would say while giving a very wide smirk. Something that he's trying to sell to Zeal is confident, but yes, he can't exactly keep a straight face as he says of it. It is worth noting, though, he didn't call Zeal the elder. He didn't call Zeal the responsible one. He simply mentioned the kids need that.
That's fair. But at least you managed the implication that Zeal is an older, more responsible Pokemon. It appeals to Zeal's pride.
Cinnamon-rolly as Tucker is, it is worth remembering that as a dark type, he's got some wiles as well. A cinnamon roll of extra spice sometimes.
I was gonna say a cinnamon roll that used cream cheese for the icing.
That's good stuff. My favorite type.
So, Tucker is doing that. What are the rest of you going to do?
Where's Lizard taking me?
Lizard takes you to the kitchen. The Houndoom is there. They are making French toast.
Riley will just casually blink at the Houndoom. He doesn't really remember them.
I mean, they've been around. You
Doesn't
just
mean he
haven't...
knows who they are.
Yeah. That, and they've been in the club mostly because now they kind of work there, so... Makes sense that Riley would not recognize them immediately.
And how is his cooking? How much has he learned?
It smells nice. But it is not enough to say to Munchlax, not that any amount is. There is a piece of French toast for everybody, basically.
I am not sure how to react to this demon-looking thing.
Just Lizard walks up, holding Riley in one arm, reaches to take one of the French toasts. Good morning, Horny. The Houndoom stops and sighs.
Yep, Mr. Horn Dog. There's a mistake here.
And what's that?
You see, I only have one French toast. I need many French toasts.
Then go get the rest from the Pioneering Club.
But this is our house. You gotta do what I say. I want more French toasts.
Riley's gonna take Ralph's French toast and start eating it.
We only get a limited supply from the clubhouse as far as rations go.
Oh, that sucks.
Look, I only get paid so much, and this place just got built. You don't exactly have a full pantry here. If you want to spend your money getting all that food, sure. I just bought enough to get breakfast from the morning market.
What a lad.
I feel like about this time is when Tucker and Zeal would probably come by after a bit of prep. The smell of food beckons.
You. The Houndoom points with his tail in Tucker and Zeal's direction.
Tucker stops on the spot, one paw up.
Zeal doesn't stop. Oh, no. Your Houndoom teammate moves forward and just lowers their head, just headbutt shoving Zeal out of the kitchen. Oh, no. You're not welcome in here. Nope. The last time you tried to help in the kitchen in the clubhouse, it was a disaster. So,
Tucker looks like he's about to say something, and then just kind of turns his head.
Yeah, it's kind of fair, actually.
Okay, Ralph, I'm going to trust you with something. As my superior. I need you to bring Zeal's food to them. Outside of the kitchen.
That's gonna be hard because you see the little one ate my portion.
Don't they still have their portion in their hand?
Yeah, his portion hasn't been touched. She just ate yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna take his since he took mine. And I have a snack. I'll roll snatch if I have to.
Hiss.
Lizard is going to let this play out because Riley clearly took somebody else's French toast and they're just nibbling on their own.
In the meantime, Tucker does take a piece and is quite a bit more gracious about it, unknowingly, than the Munchlax was. And does... Would Tucker say hoarding? Or would Tucker just call him Houndoom? I haven't decided.
Call him H.
I'm going with
there's also hot dog and horn dog as have been applied
No, I
by
know.
others.
Good point.
Thank you, hot dog.
He would remark of a chipper tone.
Oh, and I might want to learn some cooking too in here. After all, I'm going to be taking care of some daycare kids later, and well, I'd like to be able to figure out their snacks myself. So maybe I could pick up a few things from you.
He kind of smiles.
The Houndoom gives Tucker a dry look, and then sort of rolls their shoulders in a shrug. Sure.
The pooch wakes. Satisfied. He trots out with the bread in his mouth.
I gotta work in the club soon. I mean, unless you guys are gonna actually send me out on a mission or something, but... I don't think I'm allowed to leave.
Cue Riley biting Ralph's hand as it goes for his French toast.
I'll nom it off of your hand. I'll just like glomp your whole hand. Just glomp.
I will throw you through the wall.
Okay.
Nobody wants that.
Just
Glomp.
okay. Ralph has glomped onto Riley's hand, and Riley is lifting them with his
One hand, that's all I need.
insane strength. I'm just imagining some amount of flailing the Munchlax about. Riley, this is an unpleasant feeling. This is a feeling you are weirdly familiar with. It's the sensation of being eaten and you don't like it.
Oh god. Do I have to add fucking Ralph to the list of people who's trying to eat Riley? This list is way too long for my comfort.
Does this count as a combination attack? You pick Ralph up and use him as a freaking battering ram.
Sure, why not?
Okay, is there a window he'll fit out of a... Can I just
No.
Okay,
None of the windows would fit Ralph, and you can't reach them. Also, it would break the windows.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the door, open it, throw him out, and then close the door.
Did I get the first toast though?
Yes. Riley, your hand is coated in slime.
Ew.
The fact that you called this a familiar feeling is beyond concerning. Thank you, Car.
You have nearly been consumed how many times?
7.
Wow, that's more than I thought.
Wow.
In just this game?
Yes, in just this game. Adding all the other times rallies appeared, it'd be 8. So, you know.
Well, you know, with that slimy hand of yours, this is a good time to mention you should try out our showers. We just got those installed.
I don't think Riley knows what a shower is.
Well, thankfully for you, Lizard has finished their breakfast, sees that Riley's arm is kind of gross.
Do we have a lock? I'm gonna lock him out.
No, you don't have a lock. It is just going to gently push on Riley's back, leading them to the shower area. You get to share a wholesome shower with your lizard.
Yay.
By the way, I wanted to note, since the chat just kept talking about it, the reason Tucker is not calling H horny and is instead saying hot dog is because, not because of anything like he doesn't feel like he can use the word, but more that the level of exasperation in H's face when horny is used is clearly strong, so he's going with hot dog. Also, it's cuter anyways.
And what about Brooke? What are you going to do this morning, particularly after breakfast?
After breakfast, I'm probably going to deliver the penny.
Okay. Are you taking just one jar with you, or are you taking all the jars with you?
I will take just one.
Okay.
So
after breakfast escapades, Brooke makes his way to the spa. Miltank is not at the counter this early, but when you ring the bell, Lilligant comes out to answer. You get the distinct feeling Lilligant may just live here. Because she's just always here. Oh, hi, Brooke. She smiles nervously, fidgeting as she walks up closer.
Hey, Lilligant. 1 jar of honey, right? And he presents it to her.
Oh! For the garden, right. Thanks, Brooke. And she beams this bright smile, taking the small jar of honey. I'll make sure to get this to the garden right away. Oh, right, I need to reward you. Stay right here. Sorry, it's early. And she shuffles off. in that, like, bobbing Lilligant shuffle that she does, going behind the curtain down the aromatherapy side of the building.
Don't look
Right.
behind the curtain.
You can vaguely smell the perfume, quote unquote, from the Florges sisters. So they're probably here too.
Brooke just nods and says no problem and starts idling at the counter.
It takes a few minutes, but Lilligant returns. I wasn't sure exactly what to get you, since, well, you're an adventuring type and I don't have many adventure things, and I can't exactly just sort of give away free product without Miltank say so, but here? And she holds out a small sheaf of spa discount tickets. It looks as though there may be one for each of Team Cheer.
Oh, this will come in really handy, actually.
Really? I'm glad. Again, she fidgets after having given over the coupons, swaying shyly from side to side.
Brooke smiles and takes it. Says thanks a lot. Hope that's what you needed.
It really is. Thank you. I'm sure it'll help the garden a lot. And she looks down, her expression mildly downcast. I might ask for your help another time too. So, I hope that's okay.
One sec.
Look at
Brooke
the
just
room. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Brooke nods and says, of course, that's why I'm here.
This
Team
gets,
Cheer will take on anything that you need.
this gets Lilligant to smile again, and she nods. Thank you. I hope to see you soon. Brooke, let me know if you need anything else, okay?
Sure. Brooke says and heads on out.
Bye! And she waves, following Brooke to the door and standing in the door, waving and waving and waving. And then she goes back inside when she can't see Brooke again. Oh goodness, what time is it?
It is 9.
Okay, we've still got time. I only ask because my position on the bed is getting uncomfortable. But I can survive another hour.
You can just change positions.
I could, but this is optimal for speaking. So, what are people doing after breakfast aside from Brooke, who we have just completed?
Tucker would probably grab Zeal, because Zeal needs to be part of this process since he is now recruited. And it's clear that Tucker has some intentions to maybe, in the process of getting Zeal on the daycare stuff, maybe also teach Zeal a few things in the process too. Because he himself felt like he grew in his sense of responsibility taking care of those kids, so. But yeah, Tucker would probably take a Zeal and go see Pangoro about that matter, about moving the daycare.
Alrighty. What about Riley? What do you want to be doing?
I don't know.
How's our plumbing hooked up? Speaking of the shower that Lizard and him took.
I feel like we discussed it, but
Probably did.
I know that the plumbing sort of involves water stone.
Yeah. Did we also have heating to it, or?
Yeah, it's on the side of the kitchen.
Nice.
Because firestone.
Yes, that's true. Stones are useful.
Yes, they are, but they're also kind of expensive.
Yes.
Sort of. It depends. Firestones are not as expensive here because, well, it's already a hot environment, but water stones are much more expensive.
True that.
What about Ralph?
Still don't know what Riley's gonna be doing.
Actually, yeah, what is Riley doing then?
I'm honestly not sure because he still doesn't really know much of the goings on in the town. Now he no longer has the loading of Blaze Kick to distract himself with.
True. Kind of blazed through that course.
Blaze through. That was terrible and also took 3 weeks, so not really.
Like, it took you a second to realize the pun.
Hate you.
Oh.
I don't know. Perhaps he'll just try and get accustomed to the whole emotional sensing aura thing that he can do and constantly gets overwhelmed by whenever he tries to use it.
Oh yeah, how's it here?
I don't know.
In the base?
I think in town in
Go
general.
in the basement and you'll probably have less auras. To
Well,
detect.
in the base, you're pretty fine. Generally, unless it's Zeal's overwhelming energy, you're pretty okay around everybody else. It's not that many other Pokemon, and generally there's Lizard with you. It's outside, and especially when it's busier in the Oasis Market, that it's kind of overbearing.
Well, instincts are still kind of the one big thing Riley's kind of sort of got, so this probably should be one he should try and get himself used to. So he might go out into the market and just do that, even if it is upsetting. And he's not slept.
Honestly, that's what Riley should be
Sounds
doing. Bad again.
That sounds like the Riley we used to know, though.
He doesn't want to go back to bed. And there is a reason for that, despite how tired he is.
Alright. So Riley is spending time with Lizard in the market trying to get used to his sensitivities. Aw, Riley is Pokemon watching with Lizard.
Pokemon watching. God.
Oh.
Yeah, people have been creepily staring at me all week. I'm gonna creepily stare at them right back, see how they like it.
Actually, Where did Hot Dog go after breakfast? Did he go back to the club?
Yep.
Okay. One of the reviewers actually reminded me that's right. Tucker actually did have a mind to ask Hot Dog if he knew Firefang.
Which he does know. That's something he could just tell you any old time. Like,
yeah. That's something that will probably be approached about later.
that's fair.
As Tucker wishes to, well, learn what he can.
So Tucker and Zeal go to see Pangoro. He's in his office as usual, but it's not particularly hard to get in to see him. It's just that there's a pair of floating swords in the office with him.
Oh. Oh. Do you want a song change or something, by the way?
That would probably be appropriate. We can put it to the clubhouse if you would like.
All right.
Number 14?
That's fine. Yeah, 14. I was actually wondering if you wanted a theme song, but this was fine too.
Nope.
All right.
Not a theme song this time. Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. That's probably good.
The lioness Shin did not leave. The female Pyroar is still around.
Oh, was she the? Oh, okay. I suppose either of them could teach, though. Linus might be more interested, perhaps. I'm not sure. They are more fighting focused, if I recall.
Well, it's because they're huntresses.
Yeah.
Pangoro grunts, leaning over to get a good look at who's actually entered the office. Oh, Tucker. It's you. And Zeal.
Tucker, what a nice greeting. Tucker gives a bit of a smile to Pangoro, and gives a little bit of a kind of a slight tail wrap to Zeal's back, just to kind of indicate, like, I'm keeping him in tow, don't worry. Knowing that Pangoro has some anxiety over Zeal. Tucker would remark,
Hello, Mr. Pangoro. I wanted to,
he kind of pauses as he notices the swords are there, right?
Yes, they are floating there. They have turned to look at you, question mark? It's hard to tell.
Tucker pauses for a moment, not entirely sure how to return such a look from a Pokemon he hasn't really encountered before.
Well, we've encountered every single type with the sword. At some point.
We have?
Yes. We encountered the one, the base evolution on the way to find Zeal in the first place.
True.
We encountered the twin swords in the air, and the fully evolved sword in the arena.
How do you remember these details?
I took notes.
I don't... Alright.
It's fair. I keep forgetting that Riley actually witnessed Sacred Sword being used by an Aegislash in the arena.
A couple times, actually.
Yep.
Copycat of Sacred Sword, too.
Well, nonetheless, Tucker will pause for a moment, because it's an odd Pokemon to encounter randomly. But he won't try to look too rude, and he'll give a small bow to the sword in politeness before finishing up by telling Pangoro,
about the daycare. About moving it. But I can come back later if I need to.
Oh, no, you're fine. In fact, our friend here was going to postpone their business until after the festival. Isn't that right, Dose?
The Doublade speaks in a twinned voice, though that seems like something you might expect from something that apparently has two bodies. Yes. It would be unbecoming of a knight to unfold such business during such a sacred time. If you would allow us to stay here during the festivities, we would appreciate it, of course.
Pangoro waves a hand mildly dismissively. That's fine. I don't expect you to cause any trouble. I haven't known you knights to be a problem before.
The floating blades sort of tilt forward in what you suppose is a bow of sorts for them, and then turn about, beginning to float their way above you and out the door. We appreciate your graciousness and charity, sir. They pause after passing you. You can feel them looking at you.
Tucker simply stands sort of still, though he does resist the urge to duck down as those sharp swords pass above him, as he figures that would be a bit impolite. He does sense the look quite easily, but elects to not really return it, partially because of awkwardness.
Fairly well on your business, Sir Bastion. The Doublade says their parting comment, floating away and down the stairs.
Pangoro sighs. I really wish they would stop calling me sir. It's not like I'm a knight anymore.
Tucker's ears perk up. He almost comments on that, but allows the comment to pass.
Zeal looks like he wants to comment. In fact, the way he's hopping in place makes him seem like he wants to comment. But he's not commenting because Tucker has his tail over him, and it's like, I want to do the thing. I gotta do the thing, but I can't do the thing. I want to do the thing.
As Tucker notices the excitement and his tail bouncing up and down in the process, he sighs and does indeed pry.
What do you mean by any more, Mr. Pangoro?
And then Zeal just lets loose a barrage of questions like, oh my gosh, you were a knight? What kind of knight? What rank of knight? How much of a knight were you? Did you wear armor?
There is Tucker's forepaw once again just plops on top of Zeal's head to stop the questions.
And like a snooze button for an alarm clock, Zeal stops. For now. Pangoro sighs, leaning one elbow on his desk, shrugging a bit.
Feel free to take a seat if you like. In any case, there was a time when the founders were knights. That's actually when we met Blaze. But that was what seems like a lifetime ago. And it's not the here and now. I know you would like to move the daycare in its entirety over to your base, and I appreciate the offer. But that's a lot. And unfortunately, you're still a new team, relatively speaking. So I don't expect everybody will appreciate the idea of leaving their children in your hands. Trustworthy though you may be, mind you. So, go ahead.
Tucker slightly droops at the comment, but then does nod, seeming to understand it.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm more than willing to help send some of the supplies from the daycare over to you. But it would have to be a gradual thing. If anything, it would make my life easier here.
I suppose that makes it easier for me too. And Zeal.
He plops a paw once again more on Zill's head before he gets too excited by being mentioned.
I
Nope.
figured I'll use some of his...
Oh, yeah?
Nope, Zeal just has the terrified dinner plate eyes again.
Tucker's paw is not intimidating by any means, but more just a very deliberate boop, more or less.
It is not Tucker that he is the terror eyes for.
Tucker continues,
Zeal's gonna be my first main staff member, I suppose. I figured I could use some of his energy and put it towards something good. Some of the kids have a ton of energy too, so I figure it could work out. If he watches what he does. Which might be a tall order at first.
he mumbles.
Pangoro folds his hands before him and nods several times. I agree. And perhaps it will help teach the prince a bit more about responsibility.
Tucker smiles softly.
I feel it did for me, so...
I think my only concern is that I should probably have some amount of... Oh, what would be a good word for it? Input on what happens? No, it's... participation is a better word.
Tucker smiles graciously at this.
I don't mind that at all, sir. Honestly, you guys have been running this way longer than I have, so...
He raises a hand to stop Tucker briefly and politely. I'm not saying that I plan to just drop by and act as babysitter. Far from it. But I'm saying that I should probably participate in some manner during the transference. It would help reassure the Pokémon here that everything is above bar.
It seems only fair. Our HQ is, after all, thanks to you as well.
Yes, well... You weren't going to use it for anything else anyway. Better that that land go to somebody who's going to use it.
Tucker nods heartily.
We hope to make the best use of it.
I expect you will. After all, considering the current penchant of your team and the rate you've been going, I wouldn't be surprised if you filled all your current space within the next few months.
Tucker, though not a prideful sort, does stand up a little taller in his seat.
I hope we can grow that much. And I hope we can help that much.
And for once, especially in the most heavy recent events, Pangoro laughs. Who knows? Perhaps in the next few years, Team Cheer will become the Cheer Guild. Then, my club might actually have competition.
Now it's not only Zill, but Tucker's turn to have saucer eyes for a moment. Not ever considering that possibility, and seeming a bit impressed by it.
And now Zeal, instead of having terror dinnerplate eyes, is like wide, sparkly cat eyes, and it's like, I'm gonna be the best guild leader ever. I'm gonna be the king of the guild.
Plop, paw. Paw on forehead again.
I think you're talking
Ambition is
about
good for a
Rook.
prince.
Tucker would just quip, I think you're talking about Brooke there.
But he does smile on the edge of his statement, too.
But, no, I am Prince Seal. I will be the king.
Not of
Pangoro
the
just-
guild.
Pangoro just...
I guess he just can't wait.
Oh no, don't you dare. Pangoro just sort of rolls his eyes as best as you can manage to gauge. In any case, with that out of the way, I would actually like to personally requisition your team for some help.
Tucker perks up and focuses.
Okay, sir. What do you need?
Well, considering your team leader isn't here, I'll spare some details. But it's not like it's a particularly difficult task. The Festival of 17 Plates is coming up. We're going to need help setting up everything in the main road. So I would like to request the help of Team Cheer. If you could relay that to Brooke, I would be appreciative.
Tucker looks quite dutiful and gives a hearty nod.
I'll find him right away, sir.
It's clear the pup has a lot more confidence and energy than he did, even recently.
If that's all, I suppose I'll gather up a few things in a box and bring it over soon.
The pooch waggles gratefully.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pangoro.
No, Tucker. I should be thanking all of you.
The dog says nothing, but his wriggles get a little more bashful.
Well, Tucker does seem to take that very positively. Pangoro's expression is dour. He's definitely thinking upon more recent events, rather than just what you're doing now.
Tucker's wriggles do settle down as he notes the expression. His ear kind of perking as he thinks about it. It doesn't seem like he quite gets dour himself, but he does pause for a second and think. That much is clear, even if no words are spoken. After a second, Tucker does say something, though.
And I hope we can keep improving. Not just ourselves, but everyone. Together.
I hope so too, Tucker. Now, if you'll excuse me, I do have some things to attend to.
And as he gets up, you notice that he's rolling up a piece of parchment, sliding it into his desk.
By the way, after the festival, I will be calling upon Team Cheer specifically. It appears as though there are things that may actually require your team's attention.
Tucker's face gets a little more serious upon this news as he nods again.
I'll pass that along to Brooke as well.
The club leader just gives a stern nod and begins to move towards the door, helping to usher you and the energetic little
Gremlin.
gremlin out.
The pooch does move quite politely out. A tail curl around the little cat's waist, making sure he does the same.
It is not hard to get Zeal to come with you. You think, Kyrio. You think.
To be honest with you, Tucker is feeling so good after a rest in his own bed, in his own room, that he probably forgot about that entirely. The fact that they shouldn't have gone out. Which is probably helpful, because otherwise he might have been nervous here. You know, that situation where you feel so good one day that you just kind of forget about some problems or concerns. But, yeah, actually, now that I think about it, since I didn't say anything otherwise, I don't really see any reason otherwise. This is a chill day for Tucker. I suppose he would have satcheled... What do you got in his bag? What do you have got in his bag and put the egg in it for when he went out? Well, it's not even that long a walk, so probably not. I imagine he used a small blanket that looks nice around his waist, so... It's not exactly a bathrobe where you can't wear it outside the house. Though technically, that's just a social rule. Not really a hard rule. It's a die.
Apparently Pangoro didn't notice.
Huh. Tucker was never intentionally hiding the egg in his bag. It was just more circumstantial. It is
the egg blends in with your colors, he didn't notice.
The sashayed egg, honestly, is not something he minds having shown off. I mean, he's taking care of it, and that's a responsibility of his. So he hasn't really actually even thought about embarrassment or anything like that. Or rather, I don't think he has anything particularly to feel embarrassed about it. But that was a fun conversation, actually. Tucker, now that he has a couple things to relay, will probably go poking around for Brooke.
Poking?
Gonna go Pokemon.
I have to wonder, where did Brooke go after the Lilligant thing?
That's a good question.
He'd probably stop by the orchard and help out around there.
Wonderful. Brooke's help is always appreciated around the orchard.
Well,
though, Simisage does approach Brooke and asks if Brooke has space around their new base to plant a garden.
I guess we didn't use the entire plot for the building. Sure, why not?
I forget what Simisage's voice is, so I'm not gonna try. I think I made him sound kind of like a hippie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember chill.
Awesome. Well, if you decide to plant any of those berries that you get, or, you know, seeds or things, we'll buy anything extra off you. Sure, we can't pay terribly much, but...
We're all part of the same community. Whatever I can do to help, I'll gladly do so.
Much appreciated. There's only so much our orchard can do. And it's nice to see neighbors helping neighbors, especially in harsh places like this. And then, in particular, Simisage presses something into Brooke's hand.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, good, I do have permissions.
No.
It looks to be some sort of berry, though it's not necessarily fit for eating. You notice that it's been cracked open, multiple seeds inside the dried husk. No guarantee of that one working, but the bard that came into town said that it might be good for planting.
Oh.
We took a few for ourselves, but maybe you could try planting some. Who knows? Might be able to grow something real nice.
Seems like it's worth a shot.
If Tucker wants to arrive, they may.
Tucker would probably stop. Yeah, that seems about the right time. While Brooke is working out there. Tucker would probably stop by the spa, or the spa first to see if they knew where Brooke went. But then, if he's not there, Fields would probably be the next pick because Brooke's brought up working there before.
So, Tucker's going to go to the spa, and they're going to see Lilligant and the Florges sisters apparently finishing having a conversation, and Lilligant is handing over the honey jar. She doesn't look overly happy, but the Florges sisters don't seem to notice. But she does perk up when she notices Tucker. Oh, hi. Did you need anything? Oh no, were the coupons expired?
Tucker cocks his head, not sure what she's on about with the coupons.
Oh no, I just need to find Brooke. I figured he could still be here, or maybe he went somewhere else.
Oh, I saw Brooke. Brooke was going to the orchard, I think. Unless they were just going to the Oasis Market. But, I mean, they're both in the same direction.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
He starts to turn to leave, but then thinks for a moment.
By the way, is something wrong with the honey that we got for you?
No, nothing's wrong at all. Everything's okay. Really.
Tucker faces her a little more thoroughly and bends an ear, not entirely sure that she's saying everything.
Smart contest perform.
Let's see.
Oh, I'm sorry, insight, but that's the same.
Yeah, for me it is.
Insight specifically because of insight to me also means like you being able to read into a situation.
Yeah. Alright. That is 6, so. Yeah.
It seems like she's trying to be honest, at least. Maybe not entirely, but she's being mostly honest with you.
Okay. Tucker gives a small shrug, and then simply asks,
What was the honey for, anyways? Was it something that the sisters needed, or?
Oh, it was for the garden. Lilligant looks away, and in fact turns entirely away from Tucker. We use the honey here to make special flowers bloom.
Oh,
he kind of thinks about that for a second.
so
He thinks that he tries to tiptoe around the subject, but can't find a way to say it besides just directly, and just remarks,
So why didn't you seem very happy to give it? That sounds like a nice thing.
It's nothing, Tucker. Really, I'm fine. As she turns around, putting on a smile. It's just that sometimes the sisters are a lot. That's all.
he takes a second to think.
Yeah, I think I remember that once. Myself. A while ago, but...
He kind of gives a solemn nod.
Well, alright. Let me know if there's anything else we can do for you, okay? About that or about other things, too.
Of course. I already let Brooke know I might need your help later, so thank you. It's really reassuring that there's nice Pokemon around like you and the rest of Team Cheer.
The pooch waggles his tail.
Hey, we try. That's why we're Team Cheer.
If only more Pokemon were like you. Anyway, I need to get back to work. Otherwise I might get yelled at. So, you have a good day, Tucker. Let me know if you need anything. And she begins to sort of shuffle backward toward the aromatherapy hallway.
Tucker does a polite little bow.
Stay safe, Milligan. And, well, if you need anybody to talk to, we have an HQ, so come on by.
She nods, waving as she passes behind the curtain. And Zeal just, finally spouting something. You know what? She's pretty, and kind of okay, and she smells nice, sort of. Maybe. I can't tell. There's a lot of stuff going on here. My nose is clogged. Can we go now?
Tucker does another head bop. Not a very gentle one this time, though. Not really trying to stop Zeal.
She is pretty nice. Seems real stressed, though. I wonder if we can ever do something about that. Maybe to help her.
What are you talking about? She's always smiling. Obviously, she likes it here. Zeal being oblivious.
Tucker looks at Zeal for a moment. Another ear flop.
Not everybody shows how they feel on the outside. But yeah, let's get going.
As you get going, walking out of the building. What? That's silly. I always show how I feel on the outside. That's why I'm best friends with Hakamo. And they just puff their chest out, all smiling and stuff.
You're a little easier than some, Prince.
He remarks under his breath. Not even really meanly, just more like, yeah, Prince Zill's pretty easy to understand.
Zeal wears their heart on their sleeve.
Does make him trustworthy. You can know what he's saying is true. Or at least whatever he heard is very much straight told to you, whether or not it's true.
So Tucker gets to the orchard and finds Brooke there, doing what Brooke does. Whatever it is Brooke happens to be doing today.
Is Tucker
Acting
able...
like a sprinkler, I suppose.
Doing more fountain poses.
Yeah, just like that one picture.
I mean, monotonous work. Gotta make it fun somehow.
He's actually very good at ballet.
To make it aside, though, part of the reason that Tucker actually kind of likes Zeal is probably because Zeal is so directly, completely, unapologetically honest, compared to how some of his team members really lock themselves up at times or are hard to talk to. Zeal is a bit refreshing, even if he can be a bit overwhelming. Or in other words, Tucker doesn't have to really think hard to figure out Zeal, which makes him kind of chill to be around in a way.
Yeah, I get that.
But Tucker will greet Brooke with a cheery little bark.
Hey, Brooke. I figured I'd find you here if it wasn't the spa. I guess Lilligant was right. How's the work
Brooke smiles. Yeah. Brooke smiles and nods. Yeah. Going just fine. Sorry. I'm out of it right now.
That's okay. It's
okay.
late.
It's quite alright.
I think after this interaction, I may call it.
That's
It's
fair.
a little early, but we're all a bit low energy, and
I
I think Eragon needs sleep.
That's fine. I was pausing to see if the garden idea was being brought up to Tucker, but that doesn't actually matter too much right now. Tucker will speak up, so as not to be too interrupting to Brooke's work.
Well, I'll let you work, but I had some important news. Mr. Pangoro wants us to help with the festivals coming up.
A festival. Alright, sure. We got nothing better to do.
Did Pangoro mention the name of it?
He said Festival of the 17 Plates, but that means absolutely jack all to both of you.
I figured, but Tucker will have a good enough memory to mention.
Yeah, the Festival of the 17 Plates. I don't know what it means, but it sounds kind of important.
It means food! Zeal hops around, only to immediately get doused by Simapore.
Tucker steps slightly away to not get wet.
Well, I got that much from the festival part.
Well, it's probably true. All the more reason to help set up, I guess. Oh, and Pangoro needs us for something else after the festival, too. I'm not really sure what it is, but, well, he didn't seem so happy when he was talking about it.
Well, at the very least, I hope that means the lockdown is over.
Tucker nods.
Wait, we had to stay somewhere for a while? the sopping wet Leo just sitting there oblivious as ever.
Tucker gives a shrug and wipes a bit of the... wipes some, like, water from Zeal's face to help dry him off.
Don't worry about it.
He kind of chirpily remarks. I like how he barely cares about being doused.
Yep, just blank feline stare.
I'm surprised a fire-type cat doesn't freak out about getting wet. That's surprising.
He's got other things to focus on.
Yeah. And Zeal has had this happen before. Zeal is not technically allowed in the orchard. They're too excitable.
He is automatically doused to prevent fire hazard.
Yes.
Makes sense. Well, with that news being relayed, Tucker, especially given the fact that Tucker's current companion isn't really supposed to be here, he takes leave after that, wishing Brooke a good watering session, and saying that he'll see him back at the base afterwards.
Yeah, Brooke waves him goodbye. He gets back to work.
Okay. I would normally try to not stop us in the middle of an in-game day like this. But my energy is flagging, and also my laptop is warm.
That is fair. Honestly, it's fine because we did session last week, session this week. If we're doubling up like this, and if we do another one next week too, it's fair enough that some of them are shorter anyhow. Sorry we started a little late. I know that was partly me, but it was also partly others, so whatever, I guess.
It's fine. I was not worried about how late we started today. It's like, you know what, it's probably going to be a short session. I don't have enough energy for like 6 hours.
Yeah. I feel strangely pretty okay today, which is a bit surprising, given that tomorrow has something hard going on. So I figured I'd be all stressed out about it today, but I'm actually alright. So I might do something a little post-stream here for you guys. I'm not committing to that just yet, but keep that in mind if you want to stick around. But, I guess I wanted to say one more thing for the sake of the game before we completely close out. Did Riley have a thing to do today? What was it? I kind of missed it.
Riley is training their sensory abilities by Pokemon watching with Lizard in the Oasis Bazaar.
And what about Ralph?
I probably spent the last week at the post office if no one stopped me for anything else.
Oh, he spent last week at the post office? Because I think we ignored Ralph, so while I do agree with the idea of let's end the session soon, kind of feel like we forgot about him, so I wanted to bring him up.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to forget Ralph.
Ralph had some hilarious bits at the beginning, so we're good. Oh, and he almost certainly got another breakfast next door.
Okay, he went to get some more food.
Oh gosh, I forgot about that. Yeah, Ralph definitely got a second breakfast next door. Ralph probably would have interactions with Florence unless Ralph did not want to interact with Florence.
Is Ralph dispensing another story, in other words?
I mean, Florence likes Ralph. Ralph exaggerates. He makes it easy.
Were we getting something for those stories? That might actually be worth asking if he's doing it then.
Well, Florence can tell when someone is telling a tall tale or when someone is actually telling him a story. You do get rewards for telling him actual stories.
Right. Ralph is capable of both, so...
Yeah. I mean, there's some stories that would seem like tall tales.
Sit a little closer, bud.
There are some stories that would seem like tall tales.
Yeah, but they aren't.
That aren't, yeah.
So Ralph, if you're gonna share a tale, why don't you roll me a Doom die to see what you get?
Yeah, let's see.
Alright. 'Cause I was thinking of our adventures on the island of zombie plant types.
Ah, yes, the Nightmare Fuel episode.
Yeah.
That's a 1.
That is a 1.
Ed. I can lucky had it since it's the last roll of the thing. Probably.
Oh well, yeah, sure, if you want.
Well, I don't know if one's good or bad.
I mean, what I just picture, you tell the story, but it's so graphic that he's just like, I can't even retell this. This is too much.
This is a bit much. I'm gonna have to make the tale softer. Okay, that's a bit better.
You're lucky had it since it's the last roll of the game. Anyway.
Does Ralph have their hat? Oh wait, actually, yeah, he got it back apparently.
Yeah.
Yes, it was retrieved.
It was retrieved.
Very fortunate that Riley didn't keep the hat.
Yeah, but I feel like Ralph does go into detail with the slimy creatures and the horrible snow and the muck and everything.
Florence, fittingly, flicks Ralph an encourage seed for his trouble. Because it takes more than just a little bravery to get through that sort of ordeal.
Oh.
And I'm sure that someday we'll see that soon again. But that will be another story.
Florence is going to remark that Ralph already has the makings of a bard. He feels so proud.
That would be cool. All like our dudes learn an instrument, right?
makes Florence wince and explain there's a little more to it than that, but he likes your spirit.
I mean, I play an instrument and I tell stories. Oh, you think Brooke would mind if I got a set of drums?
Oh, great. Picture that being played
So,
at 3 a.m.
Florence, with his just generally calm demeanor and smile, says no.
No.
No, as in Brooke will probably not mind.
On the real, I just like quickly thought of what is the most obnoxious instrument to hear someone who doesn't yet know how to play try to play.
And, you know,
Recorder.
oh gosh.
Recorders are pretty bad.
Now, Ralph, I would have given you an opposed role, but Florence is an experienced bard. He can lie out of anything. He can bluff his
Answer the
way
question. Hold on.
into the final boss room and be fine.
I'll have to get that high a bluff. My lying roll is pretty high too, actually.
Dear Lord, you're already a bard. All right, everybody, get your 2 XP.
Well, I can tell you one instrument that doesn't sound too great if you don't know how to play it, and that's ocarinas. Because, especially really complex ones like this one, I don't even remember how to fucking hold it because it's a very weird one.
I attempted to learn ocarina one time.
That's how.
But the one I had was this cheap, horrible plastic one.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
I'm going to bed.
I could play like a single tone, like Mary Had a Little Lamb on it. That was it.
Good Lord.
And it sounded horrible.
All right.
It sounded horrible.
Vibrating Jolt God is leaving this room now.
Not vibrating. Dog is also there.
Thank you all for this wonderfully entertaining session. I hope the audience has enjoyed this. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night. Thanks for the short but fun session, guys.
Bye.
I'll play you off for the. I actually
Okay.
can't. I can play. No, I can't. I was like, I can do it, but no, I can't. It's actually a really cool ocarina, though. It's actually the Lugia one, like for the movie. So it's a gift from my old friend Glon. It's very special. He can play ocarina. I can't. And he gave me one with way more holes than a normal ocarina. I don't know what this is called exactly, but it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 holes. That's more than a normal ocarina.
Can you turn on cam and like show me?
Oh, I can do that later. I guess I could just show it off in general. Hold on a second. Just want to see. I mean, it's Pokemon related. Why not? Here. I will show it real fast. Hush, Beers. Let me just get something. The webcam's doing it weird. I'll show it off, and then we'll do our outro. So yes. Yeah. Okay. Anyways. So let's see. I think I got a webcam filter. Did I remove it? I might have removed it from this particular feed. That's okay. Well, I can attempt to make it run. Let's see if I can achieve this. With the table running, it's hard. Actually, let me just... As insurance, let me save. There we go. Alright, I will attempt to... Actually, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just going to close the table. Then we'll do an outro afterwards. Because you see, for those unaware, XSplit freezes up if Tabletop Simulator is open. Still functions, but I can't use any of its interface. The moment Tabletop Simulator closes, it runs fine. So let me pull up the ocarina here. Here we go. That should be right on it. There it is, basically on it. This is the Lugia Ocarina. Maybe it has a proper name, I'm not really sure. But it has a lot going on. Lots of little holes. Big ones, small ones, medium ones. I don't understand how to play it, but it's absolutely playable. It's surprisingly easier to hold than you would think, because you hold it like so, basically. You play it. Obviously, that's a mouthpiece, but you hold like this. And yeah, do whatever you want to do with it. It looks really awkward, but actually it's more comfortable than it seems. So actually pretty functional ocarina design. But yeah. So, there you go. Probably enough holes to ensure you can play Lugia song. I mean, I don't know how many you need to play that song, but because I don't really know ocarinas that well. But maybe you need that many. I'm not sure. Let me start the table back up just for the sake of an outro. And, yeah, that was a fun session, honestly. Tubby has flipped the table. Not to my knowledge, I closed it. Did he flip it?
A little ASCII art thing.
Oh. It's like, I don't think I saw that when I was closing down. But yeah, so. Oops, wrong song. Boop. That one. Just to close out, put all the music in. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun with this session. That was session 59, yeah. Jeez, it doesn't feel like it's that long ago that was session 50. Goodness me, I feel like we're rolling around pretty fast here. Despite the fact that we took a break. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this session. And we'll probably get another one out next Wednesday. After that, we'll probably go back to the bi-weekly schedule. So that's the plan. Probably next Wednesday we'll do another session if everybody on the player side is up for it. And then we'll go back to the bi-weekly, because we'll be basically caught up at that point. We'll have done enough makeup sessions to make up for what we missed. So, yeah, should be good. But that was session 59, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next week for more Pokerole.